Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on when you're watching this. Today we have our scrapyard payday to show you. So we're just going to go through some of the stuff that we have that we've been collecting and see what we get for it. So like you've seen, we have the Volt, so we don't have a big space to take it, but we do get a good size. Got some chunky cables in there. And I believe the copper wire is the only thing that we're holding on to still, because we still have some more of the cables to strip. But we took in our aluminum, got a good sized load of brass, so you'll see that later on in the video. I think the one thing that we probably won't be doing anymore is the steel. I believe we got over 200 pounds of that one, and then, I mean, it's pretty much just like a penny a pound, so that we're not going to be taking anymore. Like I said, we have a limited space, so we kind of have to prioritize what we take in. And then there's some, I don't know if you saw it in there, but there's some like controls. Oh, our little doggy. Yeah, he's a little shy. But there was some bike controls, so my husband's going to check that out and see if he can use that for the electric bikes that we have right there. I don't know if you can see it in the corner of the screen under the tarp, but he's been working on that, so we have one more bike left. So we're always finding these containers, trash cans, anything like that. We just use it to store our scrap. Not sure how long we've been saving this load for, but most likely we're going to be doing this maybe every couple weeks. Just to kind of see where we're at too with our scrap. And of course, however you want to do it, that's up to you. You know, whatever works for you. If you have a larger vehicle, then, you know, go ahead and take whatever you can fit. If you have the time to strip the stuff, then go for it. And that's kind of what we've been doing. So this time we're gonna see how much we get from this load. minus those copper wires though, so that we're still building. And you can let us know too if you have any tips or anything that you'd like to do with your scrap. You like to go through the whole process of getting the most out of it, or you just take it in and go on to the next one. We're just trying different stuff, and we actually like working out there in the back and going through the scrap and stripping the wires and all that stuff. You know, we just set up our spot and just hang out and talk while we do this. And someone had mentioned about those chairs that you can just leave the seat on and take it in. Like I said, we don't have that much space in our car, but if that's something that you don't have a problem with the space, then it would make more sense like that, taking it in. So we're just gonna speed this up a little bit, a few times, so I will be quiet right now. So hope you enjoy our little scrap. Those are pretty good too. Got a little bit of aluminum breakage, some copper inside. And we have noticed that there's some copper that's like, I guess, aluminum inside. So they just kind of like coat it like that to make it look like it. But that one you can see is copper. And we also took our cans and bottles in, so that was a pretty good load too. I guess that depends where you're at too, how much you get for it. But where we're at, it's a pretty good amount, so we usually fill up the car with the cans and bottles too. And so everything from today, that was with 2 loads. But we're pretty close to the scrapyard, so just a few minutes. And then we also have the little trailer thingy in the back, so that helps. So I'm kind of learning still all this. I don't know all the different types of scrap. My husband's the one that sorts through everything. But I'm just kind of wondering a little bit, like, what is your, obviously besides, you know, copper and brass, but what kind of stuff do you like to, you know, turn in? And I noticed that the ACs, the air conditioners, they get pretty good money. But I'm just kind of wondering what stuff you guys like to bring in. And we are trying it out to see how much we get for all our copper and if it's worth it. But so far we have a good amount. And this is our setup right here for all the metals. So we have our totes inside, separated, and the ones in the back too. Got those catalytic converters. We're back over here at the scrapyard. So this one was our second load. The first one, the inside was all full with cans and bottles. So that one, we do show the receipts at the end, but the cans and bottles came out to $44.15. So that was a good load. We didn't get too much for the catalytic converters, but I believe if you have like a receipt from a purchase, they pay more. I'm not sure how that works, but since we just picked it up, we didn't get too much for those. So I believe the yellow brass was our highest item for $53.30. Yeah, we got a few other things like number 2 copper. That one was pretty good too. The little chunky ends on the radiators. But that second load came out to $145.55. So hopefully you enjoyed this little video for today. We'll be putting out some more later, but I think we're going to kind of go along putting some regular scrapyard videos in